And I was like, I don't know about these vocals, dude. Like, you let me know. He's like, oh no, dude, they sound sick. And then like a week or two later, he got to mixing them. I'll never forget what he said. His message was like, yeah, I see what you mean about the vocals, but like there's something like fundamentally wrong with them. I was like,
trying to be as polite as possible.
Welcome to the Brutality podcast. My name is Dom, and I just have a few things to shout out before diving into today's episode. First, I wanted to mention that we have a Discord server. If you want to stay up to date with everything podcast related, that is the place to be. But also, if you want to be a part of a community of like-minded people who are looking to just talk about and discover deathcore, whether that be old or new, all that happens over in the Discord server. Also, if you want to help support the show, we now have a Patreon. Some of the perks include early access to episodes, your name in the credits, being the first to know about our upcoming guests, member-only channels in our Discord, and so much more. All of that on Patreon. Also, we have some merch. We have 2 t-shirt designs that we are very excited about. You can go and find those over at indiemerchstore.com. And last but not least, we do these podcast recordings live on Twitch every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. EST. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, if you want to see the unfiltered, unedited versions of these episodes, that is where we do it. So links to all of that down in the description wherever you are watching or listening. That's all I have to plug. Thank you for listening and enjoy this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Kevin ROLLY of Without a Face. How are we doing, my man? Nice to see you.
Yo, I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. We've been talking back and forth for a little bit ever since the band dropped. So I'm excited to get some more backstory and some more info on you guys, because it's not that you guys have been cryptic about anything, but it's so fucking brand new, man.
Yeah,
but the people got to know.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I know. Yan and I have been. I've told you this the other day, but yeah, I think Squelching and you guys both have kind of like 10 to 12 minute EPs, and those are the 2 things I've been jamming in the past few weeks. So
I fuck with that band. They're so sick. And I think our shit's like 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So y'all, between the 2 of y'all are giving me 20 minutes of music, man. So
yeah, you get to the store maybe.
Yeah.
But you guys good though? Like, what's up?
It's sick, dude. Like it was one of those moments, because we're at that, that phase now, that stage where he knows what I like. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like he's gonna send me something and he's like, don't think about it, just you're good. I know it's gonna be part of what you're listening to, and you guys were part. He's just like, listen to that and you're gonna be stoked. And I was just like, I think my first reaction initially was just like, logo. I was just like, that looks super sick. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. Click, and I was just like, okay, that's production wise. I don't want to jump ahead, but I was just like, okay, that's exactly my kind of thing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, fuck 'em. I mean, shit, dude. I honestly wasn't expecting anybody to really like hear or even give a fuck about it, but I mean, it reached you guys, so fuck.
I mean, you're doing something right.
Yeah,
I guess.
Definitely.
Cool.
Also means that you're doing it for the right reasons, right? If you're saying like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that, like, it's usually what happens. It's because you did it, you did everything you wanted to do, as opposed to just like, I'm gonna do that because it's good, and like you just did what you wanted to do, and you're like, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. And I think that's the best way to go about it.
I mean, it's an authentic way to go about it. Yeah, I mean, and I guess that may have like helped the situation a bit, but yeah, like, dude, if I'm being honest, like, I heard that that Orphan EP, that Manifesto one, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I gotta make some fucking heavy shit like this. This shit is so fucking crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, angry
music. Yeah,
no,
angry music.
Super fucking angry. Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel. I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's a way. Like,
it's emotional, man. Like, it's not bland. It's not soulless. Like, it has a soul. It's got emotion. It's like, oh, dude. Like, it makes you feel like it. it's more than just like scratching that like that itch that everybody talks about with the breakdowns. Like it's like fucking medicine, dude. Like, oh, I don't
No,
know.
you can feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like in deathcore, I feel like there's multiple ways of going about it, right? But like if I take death metal, there's a lot of like fictional stuff. It's more of an artistic whatever. But like when I say angry, it's just like it's it's raw. It's just like you can hear, as opposed to like more of an artistic, more kind of like theatrical way. Like there's no theater in that. It's just like pure aggression every single time. You know what I mean? You can picture like a fight happening almost.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm glad that was able to like translate correctly, because like, when I was like recording it and writing it, like I was like really injured, so like I was pretty like fucked up. I was pretty pissed off with a lot of things. Like I couldn't, like there was like a good month I couldn't get out of bed. Like I pinched a nerve in my neck and it went all the way down to my hand, and like it was.
I was gonna ask you if it was something cool, like you know fucked off on your skateboard or something. No, okay, just pinched a nerve.
No, like some dumb stupid shit. I pinched a nerve, dude. It fucked me right up. Like, oh man, like, and I'm still like recovering. I still gotta do like physio once a month for it. Like, oh man, but yeah. So when I was recording it, like I was like chronically like in pain for like the whole month in the studio. Like it was hurting, bad, dude. Like, yeah. So I mean, maybe that's some like has something to do with like the aggression you're hearing.
I'm sure. I was about to say it's like it's part of it at this point, probably. You know what I mean? Like for sure, you were channeling some of that in it, which would explain, which I think would, not to tell you to get injured again, but because it would be down to, like if you do that every single time you release something. Not sure.
It's
It
gonna
would
be
be
hard to keep up. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, dude. Like, yeah, my friends know, man. My girl knows. Like, oh, dude, I've really fucked myself up a handful of times, man. Stupid shit too. Nothing cool. Like, man, like I don't skateboard, but like I've fucking like busted my shit skateboarding before. Like just dumb shit, you know. Like, fuck. So I mean, I'll hurt myself again. I'll make some more music.
Now we're always gonna be wondering. You're gonna release something, and we're gonna be like, "Are you okay?" type thing. You know what I mean? You're gonna release music, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my god, what's happening now?"
Yeah, we gotta check in every time you're writing some new music.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, man.
Talk to me a little bit about, I guess you know, to kind of dive into it. Like you put out a 7-minute EP. Called Rat Poison. What was it? End of February?
February 21st.
Yes, it's still relatively new. How long were you working on? How long did that take to kind of come together? I'd be curious to know about how, you mentioned Orphan and stuff like that. How long between, like, what made you want to do it, and then how long to execute it, and then we'll have to get into, it's kind of a solo actually, project. So I'm kind of curious about all that.
Yeah, it's kind of more interesting than it should be. But yeah, it took me, like I said, it took me longer to make than I really wanted it to, because like it was really hurt, right? So I ended up I actually started on the e-kit, started like putting down some licks, whatever. And then halfway through like doing that, I hurt myself. So I'm like, so I'm not doing anything. I'm done, like, so, but like I can't leave something unfinished like that. So I really wanted to do it. So I went back and I ended up programming the drums. Just MIDI'd all of them. And then that didn't take too long, because I mean it's the same shit as like making beats, I guess, just metal beats, clicking on a computer. But then I was in physio for like 2 months before I was able to play my guitar again. So like they were sitting there for a while. Like I think I started last summer. Like I wanted to come out for like Halloween 2024 kind of thing.
Yeah. A reasonable 3-4 month lead up, but
like just typical, like nothing serious, just for fun. And then by the time I was able to play my guitar again, like I don't know, I was like, man, let's fucking see what happens. So I ended up getting a bit of a budget, because I got really lucky and fortunate and got the opportunity and landed a beat with this rapper called Germ on the label G59. I met him like a couple years ago, but his most recent album, I got lucky and got a placement on there. And there was an advance that I got, and I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking generous. So I could have done, I don't know, anything with that money, but I'm like, all right, let's just put it all right back into this project and see what happens. So bought a new guitar, got the new mic, Sick mix, tapped into the sick mix. Man, a lot happened. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. You know, like, fuck, dude. Yeah. So I started recording the guitars. I got the guitars down, and then I'm like, all right, let's start like branding this shit, I guess. So I was looking around, like fuck, like who's sick, and then obviously, right, Orphan. So I go to the Orphan page. They're following the band, I guess, you know, and then a page called John Doe Graphics. Go to it, they do the logos. I'm like, sick, yeah. Hit them up, do the logo. Fuck yeah, dude, tight as fuck. Turns out that's, I guess, John Doe Graphics is the account John Doe 87, who's one of the singers of Orphan, I suppose, right? He's like, yo, man. Ironically, I'm like a fan of what you're doing too, and like your beats and shit. I'm like, oh, fucking say word. Like what the fuck? That's cool as fuck. So we kind of like chopped it up a bit, and then I got him to do all the media on the thing. He did the artwork, he did the logo, he did like the Spotify canvases for me.
Yeah, cool.
He did that cool ass like sketchy AI like promo video, and like he did a whole bunch of things for me. So then, yeah, I got all that sorted, and then I actually, bro, I didn't want to do the vocals on this. I just wanted to do guitar, right? So I actually sent all the demos out to a couple different people, and I got them all back. They were like cool, but like I don't know, it wasn't like we talked about, like about referencing Orphan and stuff. Like it didn't have that soul, right? So I was like, oh fuck, like what am I gonna do? So I sat on those for like a month, and then
I'm curious, like, you know, don't got to name people, but like, were these people kind of local, or people like just internet people? Like, how do you find these people initially?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the first dude I hit up, I like would fuck around a couple years ago, last year, I guess, and the year before, I was like just playing guitar with like just one of these local hardcore bands, like just for fun, you know what I mean? And their singer is actually also, that band's singer is also like, you know, got other shit going on. But he was sick, but he was like super hardcore about it. And I was like, all right, like he likes deathcore, like let's try some shit, right? He sent me some stuff, and it was like super high, like Mitch Lucker vibes. I was like, this is fucking sick, but I don't know, it just wasn't what I was looking for this specifically, right? So
yeah, you had something in mind, like
I just really wanted that like anger, right? And then I don't know, that didn't work out. Then I got another local dude, and I ended up recording him, and then that's when I reached out to Digital Ghost Audio, the studio. I just reached out to them because I found out, you know, they're mixing all the bands I'm listening to right now, you know, like all of them. So I tapped in with them.
Psycho Frame fan, I assume.
Yeah, dude, and Body Box, like that was actually the one that sold me. I was listening to Body Box. I'm like, this shit's so fucking like thick, you know, like so I tapped in with them. I actually didn't even have the music ready yet, now that I think about that. I'm like, hey man, I know you guys are busy, like love what you do, big fan. If you got time, I got a couple tracks, I'd love to get mixed by you. He's like, sick, you know, super professional, like super fucking easy to work with. I think I only ever talked to Brandon Lopez. Yeah, of the two of them, I guess. Yeah, fucking insane dude, insane at what he does. So he sent me back the track. Oh no, so I recorded this dude on vocals. And then I sent him the songs like a month after I like paid him to mix them, right? And I was like, I don't know about these vocals, dude. Like, you let me know. He's like, oh no, dude, they sound sick. And then like a week or two later, he got to mixing them. I'll never forget what he said. His message was like, yeah, I see what you mean about the vocals, but like there's something like fundamentally wrong with them. I was like,
trying to be as polite as possible.
Yeah, right. Like keeping it professional. I'm like, yeah, fuck those vocals, dude. Just
he hated it.
Like I don't even mix them. Like just send me back the instrumentals. And I heard the instrumentals. I'm like, oh man, like, this is so good. So then I'm sitting around and like, dude, like, what am I gonna do? Like, they're gonna go to waste. So then I just ended up screaming on them.
But do you have any prior but like, so you were able to tap into specifically what you were talking about, that vision that you had.
Because but I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, but do you have like, it's one thing to be like, hey, I want this, or I want to sound like this, but then actually doing it is another thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
did you already have experience doing vocals like that? Had you ever tried those? Like, and if so,
yeah,
why
yeah,
not
yeah.
do them from the start? Like, what's the whole dynamic there?
True. Okay. Like, yeah, I do have experience in it. Like way back, high school days before I ever started making beats or anything. I was screaming in a couple bands, like I said, high school. Like nothing was recorded. Like maybe 3 shows. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I wasn't shit, but like I wasn't like great. So whatever. But like the main reason I didn't want to do vocals right away, guitar is my main instrument, and like fuck, I love guitar so much. Like I just wanted to be like, oh, fuck, like slamming away and like breakdowns on a guitar and shit, right? But
Yeah. Right.
so like that,
I guess like in the context of playing a live show, when it comes down to it,
yeah, exactly. Like
you'd
playing a
rather
live
play
show.
guitar if any. Yeah. Okay, I get it.
Right? But I guess now whatever. So, but yeah, like I had that specific, like it didn't even have to be like that orphan style vocal, like that like insanity shit. I just needed it to have like that like soul. I keep using, that soul, right? But I couldn't find it, so I was like, fuck it, I guess I have to do it. And then yeah, I just ripped off their vocals as hard as I could.
Dude, honestly, I think, Dumb, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the first thing I pointed out when I heard. Like, I think my first thing was production, but then I was like, dude, the freaking vocals. Because, like, I love, you didn't go, again, not to, throw shade at anything, but you didn't go, like, modern style. You really went, like, freaking pure aggression, old school. Like, I was listening to your growls, too. This is a style that we honestly don't even hear, I would say, anymore. Like, I'll barely hear anymore. That was so freaking sick. And there's a big, like, it's versatile too. Like, you listen, like the track you posted, like, I'm going to take the one with the video. I'm pretty sure we're going to get to that in the interview, but it's all like in the best way possible all over the place. I mean, we go from an emotion to the other, high pitch, and then like growls and everything. So you just didn't pick the mic being like, oh, I'm gonna do something that works. Like, you really just matched perfectly the entire tone, which is not easy, from an outside perspective, where people are like, oh, cool, he did vocal. I mean, it's it worked really well. Like, you nailed it.
Dude. Thank you, man. That actually, like, that means more than you know, man. Like, hell yeah, man. Like, yeah, I mean, in terms of like the dynamic of the vocals, yeah, I think I did a pretty good job too. But like, regarding what you said about I didn't go that modern style, I'll be honest, dude, I'm not that good at it. Like that cycle frame, like high pitch brutality, like I can't fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like I could, but it's not going to sound like as angry and brutal as these other dudes, right? So
well, I'll be honest, like, not to, like, because you know more than me, but like when I heard that, one of my first thought was like they would play with cycle frame and it would freaking make sense to me. I think we talked about that. Like, you're fairly, if in your mind you didn't do it as well, maybe, but like if you didn't, you're fairly close in my book at the very least. Like,
shit,
it
dude,
sounds really aggressive and mean. Like, the only word I have is like anger. It's like pure like pissed offness. It's super sick. Really nailed it.
Just a quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's episode, Indie Merch Store. Indie Merch Store is sponsoring Carnifex's Hell Chose Me 15-year anniversary tour, featuring Suffocation, Devourment, Distant, Body Box, and Monochromatic Black. Tickets and VIP are on sale now over at carnifexmetal.com. Carnifex also dropped a merch line to celebrate the 15 years of Hell Chose Me. Pick up brand new designs including tie-dye hoodies, flags, bleach wash shirts, that's a mouthful to say, regular tees, and more. In stock and shipping now over at indiemerchstore.com. Remember, you can use the code BRUTALITY at checkout to save yourselves 10% off your entire order. Helps you guys save some money and it helps support the show. A big thank you again to Indie Merch Store for sponsoring this video. And now back to the show.
I'd love to talk about the video too. I don't want to skip ahead too much, but like the video.
Go ahead.
Well, wait. One last thing on the vocals, real quick though. Wait.
My bad.
Did you record vocals with the fucking pinched nerve?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's why it sounded like I was like literally like fuck, you know, like that one part in Resentment when I just started screaming, like I was about to like break my hand. I was in so much pain, like fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but like,
and then
for the record, I'm good now. Like, it's getting better. Like,
but then
you won't scream during the podcast just to make sure. Okay, perfect.
But then same thing into the music video. You're like moving, you're like moshing in the video and going all over the place. Pinch nerves still?
Yeah, it hurt. Like, but it was just one of those things. Like, this video is gonna live. I mean, hopefully the video will live longer than I will. So, fuck, you know, like.
You gave everything you had, no matter what, right? Like you just. Yeah.
I went to my physiotherapist, I think 2 days after. I was like, yeah, everything's fucking sore, buddy. Like,
I'm sorry, dude.
What did you do something else? No, I think I was like fully knowing you really fucked up.
I actually think I said I told him I slept funny.
You know he knows too, right? Like he's like, nah, there's no way.
For sure, you know. No, but it's really, first of all, I just want to say congrats just for the amount of views so far. Like, I mean, it's been 7 days or something. It's a good amount of, honestly, it's doing well. I think I saw 10K, could be wrong.
Yeah, it's 10K, yeah.
10,000 a week in person. Like, dude, I'm fucking blown away by that personally. Like,
dude,
and that's good even for a slam worldwide, right? Because I know some people just go, oh, well, there's like a minimum amount of. That's not the amount of views that slam worldwide gets, like on a minimum. They'll get like a 3,000 views maybe type thing, some even less.
Something. Sometimes I see
so
it.
10K is because people were paying attention, you know.
I mean, I think he did a good job with the thumbnail too. It was some good clickbait.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you need that though. Like people, you know, like when you think about these, like when you talk about that stuff, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I mean whatever. No, you need, like, the thumbnail is a big freaking part of it. Like you need people to click on it in the first place. So
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck, I was gonna say something else, but just slipped my mind. Whatever, it'll come to me. Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, well, we were talking kind of how many views the video got and stuff like that, and Slam Worldwide.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, and like I was a little worried about putting it on that platform because, like, I mean, it's Slam Worldwide. The deathcore always gets a little bit of a weird look every time on there, right? But like, I mean, fuck it. But I don't think it got any like real hate. Like a couple, like, but I mean, it's all just like preference kind of comments. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All constructive and shit. So it's like, cool. Fuck.
Just curious, did you feel, because like you're talking about the vocals, and it wasn't really not that it wasn't prepared, but at first it wasn't even you and stuff like that. So I'm just curious, when you release it, was the vocal kind of like the part that you were maybe a little more vulnerable in terms of like, shit, I'm not sure about that part type thing?
Yeah, I was confident in the way the drums came out, the guitar, like just regular guitar shit. And then dude, what I was most like self-conscious about was like that one part in Rat Poison when it's just after like, oh, what the fuck, right? And it's like that like Job for a Cowboy style, like, I don't know, I thought that sounded like really weird, but like everyone seems to like be responding to that part like well. So I was like, oh fuck, like,
right. So the part you thought you weren't too sure about, that's what people are latching onto.
Well, right now at least,
yeah.
So I was like, cool, dude. Like, fuck, I guess you never really know.
And I mean, you also didn't get the mix back with Brandon saying that something was fundamentally wrong with the vocals.
He actually said he's actually said, he's like, yo, these are way better. Like, and I was like, low key, like it was me. He's like, oh, you snapped. I'm like, I appreciate you, man.
Dude. I don't know what you know, because I keep always bringing up like spirituality, but I sincerely believe that nothing, you know, everything happens for a reason type thing. I'm that kind of person.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
In that specific case, I mean, it was meant, the video, you doing the vocal, like, it's just like, it would be difficult now to picture it differently. You know what I mean?
I feel the same way now too. Like, it all just kind of like, it was just everything about this, even with the way like the rollout happened the last 3 weeks, like none of it was really planned. It all just fell into place. And there's felt good, man. I don't know, dude. Like, there's usually a lot of pressure behind these kind of drops, but for whatever reason, this just like happened.
So nice. Are you excited maybe that, because when you wrote that stuff, you honestly just didn't even know you would do the vocals, right? Like you wrote it as it was. Like, are you excited, like, not to jump ahead, but are you excited in the future knowing, oh, I'm doing, you know what I mean, like kind of picturing your parts and stuff like that, or it's kind of the same writing processes in your mind?
it's like I think it's a little intimidating, to be honest. Because like I don't know, like yeah, a little intimidating. Like I'm definitely stoked. It's fucking sick. Like obviously it's fucking tight as fuck. I've had some dudes hit me up being like, fucking, oh, vocals are sick, or like wanting to get on the feature. I'm like, damn, oh, cool. Cool shit.
Good sign.
Man. Yeah, it must, yeah, you know. And then, but I mean, if I'll be honest, like the biggest compliment I got is speaking of John Doe earlier, because he was doing my graphics and stuff. We were chopping it up. I straight up told this guy, I'm like, yeah, I'm ripping off your band, dude. Like, he's like you know, and he's like, bro, like, sounds good, man. It's heavy as fuck. I'm like, I fucking appreciate it. I'm like, it's right on, yeah.
I think it's cool to be real like that, you know, because honestly,
I don't fucking care, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what's gonna happen? You know, like from the
like, I
perspective,
don't know him. I've never met him. Like, I don't care. You know,
and even for him, it's just like it means that like I really fuck with what you did. You know what I mean? Like I love what you do. Like you won't.
They're
be
my
like,
favorite
oh.
bands. I know, like fuck. So yeah, I mean, art is imitation, like to a degree. I was just imitating that shit, I guess. You know.
It's always been like, to be fair, if we're being real here, go back to when deathcore started and everything. Like they all basically did what they loved. You know, they took some aspect of like what they and they made their thing. It's kind of how it works. You know what I mean? So when people are like, no, you cannot, you're inspired for sure to a certain, like, there's a reason why you're doing music in the first place.
Yeah,
you
we're all just fans, man. Yeah, we're all just fans of music, so we're fucking making music, right? Like.
No one just wakes up being like, never heard any of it and just like, no, I'm born to this.
Speaking of which, that grind gang shit, that's what it's called, right? That you've been, that's fuck, yo, buddy, yo, that shit's so fucking sick.
Thanks. I mean, that's the whole, I mean, the people in that band are like super, I almost feel bad because like there's like the drummer is so talented, you get the Jojo like super good, and there's me. You cannot even, there could be no lyrics and it would, nobody would know, you know what I mean?
No, you brought back Inhales, man. That's so sick.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Like I think now people are just like, okay, that's the ridiculous Inhale person. But I'm assuming it. I'm like, okay, now there's no pressure anymore because like when I post something, there's like, if you hate it, you're gonna hate it. They're just, it's done. Like people know I'm gonna take your favorite songs. I'm not gonna pronounce anything, and
I'm gonna fucking inhale it. Yeah,
exactly. I'm okay. But thanks for real. It's good. It's super fun to do. To be honest, it's just we're messing around basically, just having fun.
Same here, man.
How was the video shoot? How was like getting that together? Obviously there's like more than just you in the clip. Are these like random people that are in the video with you? We talked off stream about, you know, adding members and stuff like that for live shows and stuff. But what was I guess the video process there?
Okay, so the biggest part of the whole video is, man, my homie Marcus Letts. He directed, filmed, edited, colored, everything. He set the whole thing up. He got the location, fucking set up the whole set, all the lights you see, the rain machine. He did all of that. Like he's actually like Marcus Letts. All bands need to film their fucking videos with this guy. You know what I mean? Like I got to give all the credit to him. He set the whole thing up. But in terms of the people playing in it, the guitar player I had with me, his name's Dan, and he was actually the other guitar player from that hardcore band that I referenced earlier. But he's so much more than just a hardcore guitar player. He actually, it's crazy, dude. He had the same guitar teacher as Buckethead. So the dude that taught Buckethead taught this guy. Like, fuck, dude, this guy can fucking rip. Like, it's crazy. So, like, he's kind of in a box playing in this band because like those songs like don't go past the 5th fret except for that one terror bend, you know, like. And then the drummer that we got, I was going to I hit up my buddy, his name's Josh Davis. He's so he's one of those like insane like metalcore drummers, you know what I mean, like Sleep Token type shit, I guess.
Weird time signatures and
like
a drum nerd.
100%, you know, like handwork, crazy handwork, not just feet. Anyway, so I had him like on board. He's a good homie of mine, and he was gonna come, but then he had something come up and he canceled last minute. I'm like, oh fuck. I was like, oh shit. Like, do I cancel the video? And I'm like, so I hit him like, do you have anyone in mind, dude? Like anyone you know that could play this song? Like videos in a week, like blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, like hit up this person or this person. So I tap him with both of them. First guy doesn't reply to me. Second person, his name's Jesse. On Instagram, his name's Bubble Drum. He plays in a couple bands. Like his Instagram account's pretty decently big. And then he links up and he's like, bro. So he said, yeah, first of all. And then he comes to the video shoot and I meet him for the first time. He's like, yeah, man, I really like this song. It reminds me of playing with, I think he said Veil of Maya. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking? And he's like, yeah, man, I used to tour with these dudes. And I was like, fucking shit, eh? Like, cool, man. That's fucking awesome. I don't believe he recorded on any of the studio albums. I think he was just a tour musician with them. Yeah, but so yeah, that's who's on the drums. Like, and he killed it. He fucking did it perfectly. So just sorry, one sec.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, which is fucking awesome. But the biggest credit to that whole video is Marcus, dude. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give credit to you because I'll be honest. From the outside perspective, doing a video, people I don't think, they don't even think about that part, but like actually moving properly and fitting the vibe isn't that as easy.
Oh yeah, like being on camera and shit. I hear you. Yeah.
Because the line, in my opinion, the line between it's too much or it's a thin,
it's like
line.
Kind of like awkward and still, trust me. Yeah.
Or like so much that it doesn't even, like, it's just like, okay, he's trying too hard. So the line is like pretty difficult. So like if we consider the fact that you were hurting like crazy plus managing all of that, and the result of the video in the dark, black, I won't lie. Like, I think I love when it's minimalistic in terms of like videos and stuff like that, but like in a tasteful way. It's one of my favorite videos I've seen in a while, like the way it's moving, like the aggression, everything you do. So I think even in terms, I don't know if you spent a lot of time thinking about all the moves or you just kind of went for it, but it really worked well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
haven't
really
been on a stage since high school, so
fuck. Well, I've been on a stage for like DJing and shit since then. That's whatever. Yeah,
I don't think you move like that.
No,
would be special. Would be people want to have a good time, and you're just like it's just like doing moves. Yeah, different vibes.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, though it was crazy. We actually filmed that in December, and it was actually in like it's funny. How do I say this? The set, I guess, is like in a mechanic garage style thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was fucking cold, dude. It was middle of December, and that rain machine was on. It was like negative. It was man.
Yeah, there's no heating. There's no heating that whole hangar up. It was outside temperature indoors.
No, yeah.
So you were moving just to feel more comfortable, basically.
Yeah. Man, before the rain scene, I started like jogging around, just trying to warm up a bit. Like.
Yeah. Well, that is the worst. Having done music videos in the winter indoors, but not quite indoors with no heating. That is the worst part. In my experience, is between the takes. You just want you just want the takes to start up again because it's like I need to move,
nice and
man.
warm during the song. Yeah.
How long did you guys shoot? Like, how many takes did you guys do ish? Like,
oh, dude, not long. I think we were there for like I mean, we maybe filmed for like not even 2 hours. We were there for maybe 4. Like set up, film, then hang out, smoke weed, tear down, go home.
Yeah, okay, that's not too bad at least. But
no, like, dude,
because sometimes you hear sets that are like, you'll be doing it for 10 hours straight.
I hear that, and I'm like, nah, like you guys are working with like, I don't know, you're just like running the clock. Like, dude, Marcus is the man, dude. Like he just like he's a director. Like he'll sit there and like run it down. Like that one scene with the microphone on the camera, bro, like that was all him, like, yeah.
So he kind of he knew what he wanted to get.
Yeah, he's got a big roster, like he's got a good resume, like not with a lot of bands, but in just like underground, like that emo, trap, hip hop, like there's a lot of stuff with like GBC. He just did So Smoola. Who else is like relevant for this? I mean, but like big. I mean, dude, he's worked with like Money Man, like he's the man. You know what I mean? Like,
Had you you'd worked with him prior on some other stuff?
Oh
Or was
yeah,
that the first
yeah,
time?
yeah. I've known Marcus for a long time, like since man, we're getting close to like close to 10 years, like 7 years now, dude. Like fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been with me like basically my whole music career. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Shout out Marcus, man. Fucking love that guy.
That's
That's
so
cool, man.
cool. And I think it's awesome also because like you mentioned that when you did that it was just kind of I'm gonna make music type thing, but now you have a sick video that's doing well.
Yeah.
People are talking about it. Like even when to be fair, even when we posted, people were stoked. Like oh yeah, I love it. You know what I mean? So it's for someone who just kind of did music to do music. It seems to be starting pretty well. I'm curious to know how you feel seeing like the reaction stuff like that. Does
Oh
it feel
man,
unreal?
dude, it's like I've experienced like like some decent success in like other genres like that, just doing producing stuff, right? Like, but like I don't know, man. This one like really was special. I was like, fuck, because like I really wasn't expecting it. It was just one of those like passion projects. Like I didn't care. I was never gonna show my face. Like just it's out there. Like
Mm.
remember when like Volcano first dropped, and like it was no Instagram, no
I'm
social
not.
media presence
I
or
don't
No,
think
I'm
I
anything.
not.
know that.
They're a hardcore band.
Okay.
Okay.
It's I think his name is Cody Davidson. You know Sanguisugabog?
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of his bands.
Okay.
Okay, but they're fucking awesome. They're my favorite hardcore band. You know what I mean? Like, but the way they dropped, it was like super impactful to me, I guess, because it was like just the no social media presence was so hard. Like, yeah, that cryptic shit. Like, I was like, oh, fucking sick.
Yeah. You had to know about it type thing. Like
Yeah, and then I'm seeing it and it's doing numbers. I'm like, oh, like so, like that's just the music speaking for itself. Like the music is, like. So I'm like,
mhm.
that's good to see. Like no gimmick, no stupid ass fucking dance videos and like just the
Yeah.
music's doing good because it's good music. I was like, man. So yeah, I wanted to like do something like that, but deathcore is more my shit than hardcore, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'd love to maybe get into that specifically, I guess. Like what was kind of like your upbringing with music, and then when does deathcore kind of come into the picture? Because we've alluded a lot to the fact that, you mainly do more like hip hop and trap producing and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So I'm kind of curious where that kind of fork in the road happens, and where your love for deathcore comes. Was it early? Was it later? Like how does that all
Yeah.
kind of happen?
No, that's a good question. Like, hey, so my music career, like my professional career, has been mainly the production stuff, recording, like hip hop, trap, whatever. But yeah, passion, my whole life, like, has been just like bands and hardcore and punk and deathcore and all that, right? Like right from the jump, like I think I started taking guitar lessons. How old are you in like third grade, whatever that is?
I
Like,
don't know. We'll say grade 3.
yeah,
Whatever
right.
age
So
that is. Yeah, I don't know, like 8, 9, 9. I don't know.
yeah, so I started doing, playing guitar then because I was like, dude, I was fucking obsessed with like AC/DC and like Velvet Revolver. I don't think happened yet, or they just happened, but it was around that time. Like, I don't know, Velvet Revolver and like AC/DC was like doing it for me as a kid, like,
Mhm.
and then I mean, we all like metal. We know how it goes. It snowballs. You start looking heavier, 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 and then by the time I was, what was it? I found Rage Against the Machine and I was like 11. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And then somehow that ended up snowballing into Lamb of God. No. Metallica and Slayer, obviously. And then Lamb of God. I think Lamb of God is the best guitar band of all time, in my opinion. Like, dude, I don't know, like drop D that heavy is fucked,
Mhm.
like that fast, like their riffs, like gnarly. And then that quickly, right after the Doom EP came out by Job for a Cowboy, and then I was like, oh, it's just fucking crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then so yeah, it was pretty early in that. I think it was 13 when I found JFAC, and then weirdly enough, I was listening to that before I heard of the band, like a band like Slipknot, and oh my god, like dude, Slipknot, obviously, like first 2 albums is the reason for the season, right? So
Mhm.
like for everything. But yeah, then after that, yeah, JFAC. Then I found Whitechapel, Suicide Silence, Carnifex, the fucking Chelsea Grin, like the big four, right? The big five, I guess. Those were everybody's big five, though, weren't they? Like,
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, all those
Yeah,
bands.
I think it's fair to say, like, we were all like, if you loved during, the MySpace era, if you loved deathcore, there's no way that you were not at least listening to like 2-3 of those, what I mean? Like,
so
everybody, it was just kind of, and especially
it's a pick your poison type thing. Like,
it's crazy the amount of, you would see the band pictures, and for sure there's one of the dudes with the logo of Job for a Cowboy on, like, on his shirt.
Yeah, it's true. They were like a band member band, like people in deathcore bands really fucked with Job for a Cowboy. There's like a few bands like that. It's funny.
And like, I swear, like after that EP, it wasn't even like deathcore anymore. Like, they went like straight death metal, right? Like,
but that EP though, like, I won't lie, still listening to that now. I'm still listening to that. Same, like, dude, I'm gonna work on stuff. I'm gonna just put it from to back, and it's still really good. Like, honestly,
dude, it's crazy. That shit's coming up on 20 years, man. It's fucking nuts.
Dude, I don't think about those things. my back starts hurting.
Buddy,
Fuck. No, I feel you, man. So you kind of like, so at that point you kind of fell pretty deep into deathcore. That was kind of like your shit for a minute.
Yeah, man. I was just a victim of it, like everyone else at that time, right? Like, and well, I mean, dudes like us, right? It was like the counterculture to like mainstream at that time, right? Like, right? So, and then after like deathcore was really the first one, like other than like just rock and metal and shit. And then I hit high school, and then the homies I met in high school, they were like all skaters and shit. So I got really into like the punk scene with those dudes, and like really got into like the punk lore and all that. And then it was like middle of high school, I want to say, like when I was in like grade 10, 11-ish. I don't know, maybe it was just me, but I started to notice that like metalcore and deathcore like became less of itself and seemed, I could be wrong, this is just consumer observation point of view, right? It started to feel like deathcore started to like conform. Does that make sense? Like, it started to like try and pander to other things, and like, I don't know, I started to like lose touch with it a little bit. And then I started to notice that massive transition from like that like hardcore scene with bands into trap, right? With the early like Water Boys and like Schema Posse, and like even Raider Clan, and like old ASAP and shit, right? Like, and then of course, shit like Suicide Boys, and then Buffet Boys, and just that whole wave happened. And like, bro, that shit took over. It was fresh. It was like the new, I guess, underground. It seemed like it was still like they were still separated, you know what I mean? But there was a transition, it felt like, from that lane over here.
A lot of the same people just kind of crossing over to the new thing.
Exactly, yeah. Not saying that like, oh, everyone stopped fucking with that side. Like, it wasn't like that. It's just like, personally, I just like wasn't relating to it as much until fucking Knocked Loose. I heard that fucking arf arf, and I was like, oh fuck, like it sounded angry. It was fresh, you know what I mean? Like fresh vocals at the time. I was like, okay, cool. So I started to pay attention again, and then I found shit like, I got on the Kublai Khan wave, and I was like, all right, cool. So I started listening again, and then I came across this Canadian band. Have you guys heard Get the Shot?
Yeah, for sure. They're from
so I heard them. I guess they're a little more hardcore though, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I would say that. Yeah,
but it's like, it's kind of like
with solid breakdowns too.
It's like, super heavy though, So I was like really into that. I was like drumming to like a lot of their songs, like on my spare time and shit. And then it sounds like a fucking cliche, but then what I just mentioned about like that transition prior in the earlier 2010s, I felt it going like reversing, getting closer to 2020. You know what I mean? It felt like those artists from that one underground wave, like the ones that made it, they broke through, and then everyone else started to fizzle out, and then it became less of a wave and more of just those artists, I guess. Again, this is just my consumer's observation.
Pretty accurate so far, though. I'll be honest, man.
And then dude, COVID hit. And then I guess everyone just started to get a little more like this social climate of like earth, like everyone got a little more, there was frustration, everyone's pissed off, right? So that obviously reflects in music. And I mean, for like, it worked out for like dudes like us, right? So but regardless,
Well, you
yeah,
were
so
talking.
COVID hit.
We were
Sorry, what?
talking on. Well, we were talking before the stream. You know how you felt like COVID kind of like ended the kind of hip hop, the trap scene where you're from, right?
Oh yeah,
During
well,
COVID.
so that scene is like polar opposite of what we're talking about. It was that, so in Toronto, dude, and from like, I want to say from like 2015 to like 2019, 2020, like all of 2019, it was just like, it was sick. There's like that Toronto hip hop scene, like everyone, like it was just like growing, everyone knew each other. It was like, there was, yeah, sure, there was politics and shit, but I'm learning that's in every fucking genre, right? So yeah, dude, everyone was growing. There was like a sound, everyone was building together. It was a good time, you know, like we're getting like listeners in America, which is like really weird for Canadian hip hop. I thought, you know what I mean? Like just like the whole Toronto scene. I mean, but yeah, like dude, shows were booming. Like they even did that Rolling Loud Toronto, which was that 2020 or 2021?
Okay.
2022 maybe. I can't remember.
Post COVID.
Yeah, like right when shows started to come back.
Sure.
So that really felt to me, again, just as a consumer, like was almost like a just icing on the cake, because like half of that set list was all Toronto artists, right? And like it looked insane, dude. Like crowd, like a sold out Rolling Loud crowd rapping to these, singing along to these Toronto rappers. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. But then after that, dude, like nothing. It felt like the city stopped creating and became more of like a consumer city again, you know? Like Toronto really felt like one of those artistic cities, like at that time. Like what was that festival they used to do? I don't know. But yeah, Toronto's used to be mad artistic and creative, but for me personally, it felt like it's become more of a consumer thing. And again, who fucking cares what I think? Like fuck me, right? But
no,
yeah.
but it's just,
so that's that.
In the terms of like, there's just like less artists breaking out, less artists.
I don't think
and
anyone's really
breaking
out. Yeah, no one's collaborating. There's a lot of politics. No one's really breaking out like they were, you know, like I don't know, man. It's a interesting time, I think. But with all that being said, yeah, like show stopped. I didn't get like asked or booked to DJ anything after that. Like it was like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I just focused on like recording beats, and then said fuck it and did this.
And again, everything happens for a reason, right? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, it led you where you had to go. And you say, you know, it's just my opinion or whatever, but like the thing is, when something happened and it's like an entire scene type of thing, it's not something like it's just happened. It's something that nobody controls, unfortunately, and it's just kinds of happened. Like you mentioned deathcore before. That's kind of what happened. Nobody said, okay, now it's done and we're moving. Like it just happened, and it was just like, oh fuck, you can
wave
feel
crashed,
it, type thing. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's like
energy.
being with friends and trying to recreate a night that was awesome. It's never gonna work. Like you cannot recreate
you just
something.
End up chasing
We've all been
dragon.
there, right? You're trying to recreate a moment, it doesn't work. Like it's gonna be like
it's instantly the lamest thing ever.
yes.
Yeah,
the fact that you're trying, it won't work. It just won't, you know. So I think it's the same thing with that kind of like a music scene. Like if it's, you don't control it, it's just, as you said, it's cycles, right? And that's how it, you know, but it led you there, you know.
Yeah, facts. And I think that like the timing just really worked out. Like I said, like everything is really, like you said, happens for a reason. It fell into place. Like the social climate of like, it felt like the internet and earth and like everyone is a lot more aggressive, and then the music started to represent that. And then bro, like I said, this might sound like a cliche by already referencing Knocked Loose and stuff, but like Tsunami like had a lot to do with everything right now, I think, personally, right? Like out of nowhere, I'm just like, the fuck is this band? And it was that thing where it's like, it's because it's simple, right? Like it's not, but like it's like that like minimal like elite shit, You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like, it gives you that sensation like, oh, like I could do this, you know,
Mm.
and like I want to do this, you know, like, so I started really paying attention after that. And then I realized like, bro, the last like 5 years, I've been listening to like only like heavy shit. And well, not only like just way less of the other stuff
Yeah.
now. Right. And it's just like, yeah, dude, it's what excites me. It's what I'm drawn to right now. Right.
I see kind of you were talking about MySpace a little bit earlier and discovering like, Jump for Cowboy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like what you just described is a bit of the equivalent of that, with Knock Loose. It's like it's a lightning in a bottle type of moment. You find
Yeah.
something and
Yeah.
you feel, obviously not to sound hipster or anything, but like you feel like you're part of something cool at a smaller level. Like you can
Oh, that's why we
you're
like
gonna,
underground shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
because
Exactly, yeah.
you lose it over time, right? Which
Yeah.
makes sense. The band, it's bigger, which is cool for them and stuff like that. But like there's something about being part of that initial ride. You can
Starting the
feel
way,
it.
yeah, being in that like beginning wave. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah,
You're
man,
like something's happening, right?
yeah,
Like
it's
something you're
special.
like,
Yeah, it feels special, you know? Like,
exactly. It's really cool.
I mean, there must be similarities in the hip hop stuff, and that scene too. That for a while you were really collaborating with a bunch of people, and you're talking about everyone kind of like growing together and stuff like that. That there must have been some sense of that sort of feeling there too, right? The
oh yeah, man.
kind of like
there was,
you're a part of something bigger, and it's new, it's fresh. It's like, okay, everyone's doing their thing together, and I don't know.
yeah, man. It was exactly that. Like, it got crazy, like for no reason. All these Canadian artists are just like getting like 100,000 likes on Instagram on a fit pic, and yeah, what the fuck? This is crazy, guys. Like, yeah, and yeah, but like to like be producing like some of that music, yeah, it obviously feels good, man. It's an accomplishment, you know.
Mhm.
It feels nice, but like it's like having deathcore like be like that first kind of like love, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, this one feels special.
Yeah, does
You
it feel like, how does it feel for you kind of going back into deathcore, and like, you didn't necessarily have a deathcore band before, but now it's like kind of like a newfound love again. Now you're making a band out of it too. Like how does that feel for you? Like how is it kind of probably going into it with a fresh set of ears too, I'm assuming, right? Like now
So
you've
there's
listened to
two
the
things
genre
about
for so
that.
long. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's two things about that. I'm glad that I'm doing it now and not when I was younger, because I feel like a genre like this, you don't want to like, well, as an artist, I feel this way, that I don't want to like just put the growth across like out there right away. You know what I mean? Like, cause I was watching your Alex Kohler interview and I found it like it's a similar thing. He said he doesn't like his vocals on Recreant, or I think he said, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's just like that. And I guess he was super young then, right?
He's like 16 or some shit. Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So like I've got tracks I've like produced from way back when. I was like, I can't fucking stand this shit. Like it's, like embarrassing, right? Like same kind of thing. So I'm glad I'm doing like this genre with, yeah, I'm older now and I've got like 8 years, 7 years of professional experience to like draw from now. So yeah.
It's cool to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna ask, like, do you have like some kind of crossover in terms of production? I'm sure like producing and doing all that stuff helps you for the production, even on the metal side of things, right? Like I'm sure a lot of that stuff probably transfers over, and like how does that kind of apply to doing deathcore too? Or does it not at all? Maybe not, right?
Well, I mean, engineering is pretty universal, right? But what I found was the craze was the mixing side of it all, like mixing deathcore compared to like hip hop or trap, whatever, the underground, whatever you want to call it. Like, dude, like, because I was really like, it was getting going, that era was like the SoundCloud era, right? So like you didn't have to fucking mix anything, you know what I mean?
Nope.
Like you know what I mean? It was fucking,
hey, MySpace deathcore too, man. For
yeah,
what it's
same
worth.
shit.
So
Yeah, same shit, right? So but like now though, like the bar's raised, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot higher. So I was obviously like trying to mix it. I'm like, yo, I don't have this kind of gear. Like these guys are like mixing, like they're running through a cab through like all this outboard stuff.
It's an art by itself.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna tap in with somebody for this, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But in terms of like engineering it though, just recording it, it's all the fucking same. Just
Sure, but there's
don't
still
peak.
like I guess songwriting or even
Songwriting, yeah.
Vocal patterns,
production on
maybe.
like a producer, not physically recording the thing, but just how
Oh,
you're
backroom
structuring a
producer vibe.
song
Yeah,
and stuff
no,
like
I
that.
got
You know,
you.
like I'm sure, or even what you're programming into it, what the layers are. Like I'm sure there's you know some of that stuff that could
Mhm.
come into play. You know, but
Well, in terms of writing, like for the deathcore stuff, yeah, like they're real songs. You gotta have multiple riffs, bridge, a breakdown, another breakdown. Not so much a chorus or a
mhm.
a repetitive verse, right? But it's got different sections, right? Whereas like the other genre we were talking about, like the way I have to make it, like most of the placements I get, dude, I'm just making beats like down here, right? And then I'll send them out. And those beats are just loops, you know,
It's like
it,
it's like one riff equivalent
yeah,
that
like
you
I'll
just kind of loop.
sample whatever or make a melody or whatever, and then throw the drums over it, and I'll build it off the 8 bars. Right, everybody knows this, and then I'll just take that 8 bars and then not just copy and paste for 2 minutes, but like different variations of that 8 bars across. So it's like it's
Sure,
not
sure.
really changing. You're just faking like energy shifts. You know what I mean in the beat. So it's faking motion, right? Because if it's just the same thing, it's like
Yeah.
what are you doing, right? But um yeah, and that you can with those like whatever you can do whatever structure you want over. You can put the hook wherever you want, the verse wherever you want. You don't need a hook, just freestyle and whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
with deathcore and metal and just bands in general, I think it is. Like, I don't want to get any slander for saying this. I think that these genres are obviously a little more elitist in terms of the creative side. You know what I mean? Like there's just more that goes into it, right? Like not to say like there's so many raps and hip hop songs that sound better than so many fucking band songs, obviously, right? But just in terms of to get a good fucking product like these good modern bands, I think there's way more goes into it for sure.
Especially when you try to be in between, you know what I mean? Like a good production with some rawness, because I feel like super well produced now, the template is kind of made in a way, you know, like they know where to go. But like when you're about to create something that's kind of in between, like we keep mentioning Psycho Frame, all those bands, it's really easy to fall in too much of one or too much or like maybe a little too raw, and then it doesn't sound as good, or like too produced and you're like, shit, I lost my aggressivity in it. So like that's kind of a fine line also. I think when you create something like that, you're kind of
for sure. I think I want to say this too, like when I was recording the vocals for this one, like I was recording, like my playback was pretty much completely dry, because I was noticing like a lot of the Instagram screamer dudes, like they'll say something before they start screaming and it sounds like, dude, there's so much fucking processing on their shit.
They're in space.
I mean? yeah, they sound like a robot in space. It's like doubled up. I'm like, oh fuck, so that's what they're doing, huh? Maybe that shit's on my mixes, I don't know. But when I was recording it, it was like a dry playback, so I could like, I wanted to like actually sound brutal as fuck with like nothing on it, you know what I mean? So that when he does fucking mix it and like blow it up and bring it to life, like it's just that much more, you know? Like
it's like if I like it now and there's nothing on it, it's gonna be incredible.
There won't be something fundamentally wrong with it down the line.
Maybe.
Yeah, man. Fuck, I remember seeing, yeah, dude. It's like, yeah, just yeah,
no,
that's funny.
But I mean, I'm sure that happens, right? That some maybe less experienced bands will maybe like track something and it sounds good with like the effects and everything, but they send it over and it's like, wait, without the effects, this kind of sounds dog. You know, it's just.
Oh, dude, that was that was like the first couple ones I got sent, like with the effects. Yeah, I sound crazy, like distortion and blah 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 blah, and then I take the effects off to send some dry stems. I'm like, I'm not sending these. Like, you know, like,
screaming's weird though, man, because sometimes it is like, you know, hearing screaming sometimes dry with no music, like just listening
no context.
it sometimes just sounds bad, but like in the context of everything else, it's chill, you know. But
Yeah,
so
it
it's like
sounds
a weird,
ridiculous.
it's like, yeah, it's like there's like a weird line
Dude.
where you can like you have to accept a certain level of maybe this sounds kind of shit, but you know,
Especially
with the
the
rest
inhale
of the music, yeah.
Or you just lean into, you know, like at this point it's just like if I speak for myself a little bit, you know, what I do, it's like if I laugh it means it's a good take, you know. If I start laughing afterward when I'm listening to it, I'm like I think that's, you know, I think that's the one.
Yeah.
But I think you have a point, though. Like a lot of times, like if there's also another part, if you heard it too much, you don't even know anymore. Like by itself, like you're just like, is it good or it's horrible?
Oh, dude, I almost scrapped this EP because I heard it so much. I was like, fuck, dude. I'm not kidding. I throw out a lot of music because like when it comes down, I'm like, oh, I know it's a problem, but like this one, I'm glad I didn't. And then if I'm being honest, the only reason I didn't scrap it is because I put all that like money into the into it already. So I was like, oh fuck, I gotta recoup some of this. So,
Need to do at least
at least
something.
break even. Yeah.
fuck, if that, yeah. Something.
Yeah, I'm also curious to ask that because you mentioned, I think it's interesting, you mentioned your love for hardcore, right? You also love the hardcore scene and stuff. If we talk in the future or whatever in terms of show, is that something you would love to maybe play with hardcore bands as well? Because like you have like a super angry sound, so I could easily see you guys playing with hardcore stuff as well.
Like for me, like I don't really care what other bands are playing because like if I like it, it's fucking sick, right? Like it would just be like, is it the right place for my band to play, you know? Like,
Yeah.
am I gonna are you a
getting
fucking
thrown tomatoes
hardcore
at or
band or
not?
not? Yeah. Fuck that one.
Yeah.
Are you a hardcore band or not? You a fucking
There's people waiting to fight outside or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, no,
No,
I can see that.
But yeah, obviously I'd be down. Like, cause I swear, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't like Knocked Loose do like the Grey Day thing with Suicide Boys a couple years ago, or
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Turnstile maybe? I think I could be wrong. But I swear they had a
really?
band on there or
Okay.
some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was specifically Knocked Loose, but I do remember that one specific. I
there was a
remember seeing
band. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, I remember seeing the flyer go up and being like, "Wait, what's going on here?"
You know, that shift is coming. You know, like yeah, man.
I need to look this up. Yeah, well, who the fuck was that?
So you playing with Knocked Loose would kind of be kind of a full circle thing, right? Like if you would get to play with them, would that be kind of a moment for you? Since you mentioned you discovered them early on and like they're cool, or are you kind of somewhere else?
Obviously, they're fucking crazy, right? Like it would be a moment in the sense that they're like number one in the game, I guess, right now, right? But a bigger full circle moment for me would be to fucking do anything with like if I'm stuttering with Orphan or anything like that, like any of those dudes, like because like I don't care, I ripped their shit off, like their sound, I'll stop saying that, I modeled my voice after theirs, you know what I mean? So but yeah, like Knocked Loose, like I was really into Laugh Tracks, that album, but then after that, like I wasn't keeping up. So yeah, I would be. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it'd be fucking crazy. We talk about the opening for Knocked.
Yeah, the crowds also would be. You know what I mean? Like they played with Psycho Frame and stuff like that. You know, so it would make sense. And I looked at the crowd a little bit. I was like, okay, that's kind of, you know what I mean? That's a pretty big audience to play that level.
Hell
of heavy.
Fucking massive, dude. Fucking huge. Like, like that they have that one video, don't they? With their promo video, it's like that huge. They got that new like Wall of Death video, like that's taking over, right? They've got that new big ass Wall of Death video. Fucking
yeah. I was looking up that the Suicide Boys tour. It was with Turnstile and Trash Talk.
Turnstile, that's it. Yeah, okay,
yeah, which is fucking insane. That's so sick, though. I love that kind of crossover stuff.
You know, and like I guess that's the right way to do it. Like I don't know, this band's probably too heavy for that because all like monster noises and shit, but you know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, look, Suicide Boys isn't that far off from monster noises if we're being real.
Yeah, they got their screamo tracks. Fuck, they're so good. They're so sick. Fucking
and they're
crazy.
Still super big. You know what I mean? Like they kind of stay.
Dude, I was at I hit the Toronto Grey Day show a couple months ago. It was sold out at Scotiabank Arena. Completely fucking sold out, dude.
That's insane.
And like,
man. For
and like,
that type,
I was
for
one,
that type of music, man, to be doing arenas and shit, it's so
Insane.
sick. Man.
no, but I was like one of the older people there. Like,
Yeah.
it was a young crowd. I was like, fuck, eh? Like, and I guess for the record, if anyone, I'm 28 years old. Like, I'm not super old or super young, just whatever.
It's yeah. I mean, look, it's the same thing when we go out to shows now too. I used to know.
like,
I used to go to shows back in the day and pretty much at least like visually know basically everyone in the room. You know, you just kind of like know who always goes out to shows. Now it's like, I don't recognize many people anymore.
Oh,
Dude,
nobody.
I'm
It's like a
embarrassed.
handful of homies.
I used to go there with like my hoodie, my mush shorts, and everything with the impact foot. And I was like, I'm going in the pit. Now I'm not kidding. I'm like, where am I going to be comfortable here?
Dog, I'm at the bar now.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Like I'm relaxing here. That's my vibe, you know?
Yeah,
like,
dude, I used to be one of those fucking pit freaks too when I was younger. But like, yeah, I'd fall apart if I went into one of those now. Like my bones, fall apart. You know,
wouldn't even try if I'm honest with you.
No, I haven't tried in years. Chelsea Grin's coming to Toronto. I got like balcony tickets. You know,
hey. I mean,
that's the vibe.
That's cool though. It's actual like numbered seating. Do you have like a seat, or it's a GA for that area?
No, they're doing Danforth Music Hall, I think. I've never been there yet, but their balcony is numbered seating. So, but the floor is all GA. So
because here we have a bunch of venues that like they have like a balcony like that, but it's still just part of the GA. So it's kind of just if you want a seat there, just show up. You got to show up early, type thing, and hope for the best. But
that's like Opera House in Toronto, but Opera House is a little smaller than Danforth. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah. What's like we're talking about, you know, like playing some shows with people. What would be like someone on the Instagram asked this. What would be like a dream collab on like a song or something?
Oh man, if I score I mean, it probably won't happen. Those dudes are fucking elite. But yeah, to just do like anything musically alongside the band Orphan would be fucking awesome to me. That would be fucking cool, dude. Because I think that EP that 2023 EP would, to me, like, is like there's nothing heavier, or maybe that's not the word. There's nothing fucking harder, dude. Like there's, you know, like.
Hey, that was another one of those 10-minute EPs that I had on loop for a minute, so I feel you.
I'm still burning it out. Like, if there's anyone harder, please tell me, bro. Like, you know. But yeah,
I mean, it's like nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, any of those, like, I'm obviously a big fan of like those like other producer dudes, like that Hunter Young dude, the partner with Brandon Lopez, like obviously his bands, the way he produces them all, like I think that's so cool. Like I guess I'm trying to do some shit like that. Or Cody Davidson, same kind of vibe, right? I hope I'm saying his name right. I don't know. I just follow his label. You know what I mean? Fix My Face is his label. So, and again, I don't know any of these dudes. I'm just a fucking fan, right?
Yeah.
Fucking yeah. But yeah, like dudes like that, man. Fucking. I think doing anything with like those kind of dudes would be cool as fuck.
Oh, Fix My Face is the volcano stuff.
Yeah. Sangua, Volcano. Those are the two big ones I was doing. They do
Putrid Stew and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's also him. They had this fucking sick like little slam project. I think it was called Suffering. Is that on there? Are you looking at that?
I'm looking it up. I can't
like a band called Suffering, or maybe, I don't know. Maybe
I can't see, but I'm just looking. There's just like it's merch and it's showing me two bands at a time, so it's kind of hard to parse through it. But
yeah, they're called Suffering on Fix My Face Records. They only have 1,500 followers on Instagram, but like if you guys haven't heard of them, you'll fucking like it. It's just like dirty slam music. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, that's sick.
Well, yeah, to be if just saying slam, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like it, like dumb knows. It's just like yeah, I'm gonna love it, you know. Like I'm late to the party, but like I just started going back with like the biggest bands like Devarment and stuff like that, and I'm like, why did it take me that long to go.
Or like, I don't know if you'd call this band slam, but like Vulvadania's got some pretty crazy
Yeah, sure.
slams.
Mhm.
You know, like I don't.
For
I mean,
sure.
I've
They're a
got to be
great
careful with
example.
like genres because
Oh no! Hey,
they're all so
we,
subjective.
We,
like,
we don't give a fuck about
I know you don't.
proper
It's like-
labels and stuff, but no. But I get what you mean though. Like Vulvadania is definitely like it's like a modern. It's definitely there's a lot of these bands that kind of fall into like a modern version of what slam would have been. You know, like it's maybe got more of some deathcore breakdowns or even some tech death parts and stuff. But it's very heavily slam influenced in the vocal style and even a lot of
the
slam
guitars,
riffs. Exactly, guitar tones, all that stuff. So it's like I get what you mean. Like, but they're a great band. Do you fuck with Peeling Flesh?
Yeah, they're hard as fuck, obviously. Yeah, and I like. I was really into the Slamaholics 2 EP because that's when they started doing the like it dropped the Memphis samples, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like I was like, oh, like fucking, it was a good crossover, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
well, that's why I thought of them. I was like, yeah, that's like kind of like your two worlds colliding, right?
Yeah. So I found personally, I found that EP way better than the album follow up.
Okay.
Again, I'm just a fucking that doesn't know anything, so who cares what I think? But that I really like that Slamaholics 2 shit. That was so fucking good, dude. Yeah.
The slam scene is like popping up, which is crazy. Not it's not good, but it's one of the last I would have think maybe had
because vocally it's like, I mean, it's sick, but like it's like one tone, right? Like,
but I also thought that it was kind of an acquired taste. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what I mean. It's
so from the outside, hearing like it's just like you show that to people. You know what I mean? Like I cannot show what I do to like my parents. They're just gonna be like, what is that? It's kind of the same. Like coming in, like even if you're like, oh, I heard a few Slipknot tracks. I'm like, you're still really far, like really far from that. You know,
long way to go.
You know, with context, it works. But if not, you're kind of hearing like a frog and a pig over a song.
The toilet bowl music,
what's happening. And I love it, to be honest. I
it's fucking sick, dude.
Love it so freaking much. Like, don't pronounce anything, make the weirdest noise. I'm here and I'm loving it.
The guitars are so heavy too, man. Like,
yes.
Fuck.
Well, you're
like
kind of talking about
heavy.
hardcore and it being kind of like simpler too, you know, like there's something to slam, I think, just caveman riffs or just like dumb music, you know.
I think that applies across everything. For me personally, I think simplicity is key in all music, because like for example, that one Rat Poison breakdown on the EP, like buddy, it's like the shittiest breakdown ever, you know what I mean? But it's just simple. It's simple with attitude. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just attitude and simple. Exactly. It's just, you know, like fucking attitude. 2 fucking frets. Like, shut up, you know? Like,
and on the other side, sometimes you're trying to make something more, you know what I mean? Like you're like, no, it should be like, if it works, it works. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about Psycho Frame, and some of the patterns honestly are pretty simple. It just works. It's perfect for the song. So
yeah, they're pretty good though, that band. They're pretty fucking good.
Insane. I'm saying that, but like I wouldn't say it's simple for everything, but
no, because they're picking hand on the guitars.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I could never. I'll be honest. Like, just it's impossible. But I think you have a point though. Like sometimes, I think the difficult part is doing something simple, but that works and wasn't done before as another game. You know, finding something simple, but that
or at least just doing it fresh. You know, like Because I swear that break like dun 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 dun, like that's 30,000 breakdowns like that already. You know what I mean? Like, add a little pocket there, add something, you know, just make it fresh, I guess. But still, you know, it's got to be fucking authentic still.
Yeah,
no, 1,000%.
If it works, it works. Though it's kind of, you know what I mean. Like, don't think in your mind, it should be more technical. It doesn't. Like, if it works and you fuck with it, don't. You know what I mean? Like,
it's all about a feeling, right? Like, if it makes you feel that, you know, like we're all that. It's almost unexplainable. Like the internet's calling it that itch, but like to scratch that fucking itch that hard, heavy dudes, you know, like if you're feeling it, who cares what's making it, you know?
Yeah, it's
you're
one of
making
those
that
things.
face.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fucking
exactly,
face.
exactly. Yeah, it's one of those
Yeah.
things. It's like you know it when you have it. You know, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
You feel it. You feel it.
Mhm.
It's energy, right?
And you know when something's missing, right? You know when you have something that's pretty good, but you're like,
it's like, oh, it's
it
kind of
not
flat.
there,
It's missing
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, it's missing something. You know it is bothering you, and sometimes you try to convince yourself, oh, maybe, but you know I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
do something with that.
Or
so.
you fucking scrap it, buddy.
Yep,
Yeah.
that works. That works too.
All right, Kevin. I wanna kind of land the plane here. So I wanna maybe
sir.
talk about if you wanna maybe just walk us through maybe what are the plans? What do you want to do with this
Yeah.
thing? Are you like, you talked about playing shows and stuff like that. Like what's the I'd love to kind of know maybe what the goals are for the band, what you guys are
Yeah.
maybe currently going for, what the general vibe is, and yeah, I think that'd be a kind of a great place to leave it at.
No, thank you for asking that. Actually, that's like, yeah, dude. So right now, like, fuck, I honestly had no plan until like earlier this week. Because like I said, I was just really just threw it out there, whatever, see what happens. Like I had like the plan for that with the rollout, the Slam Worldwide, the whatever, and the music video, whatever. And I was just gonna leave it at that, see what happens. I still think I'm gonna let it simmer a bit because I gotta write some more music, So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it simmer. I'll just get the marketing train going. Just, I don't know, stupid regular behind the scenes shit. But regarding that, yeah, I'm gonna write new music. I've got new merch designs actually already that are so fucking sick, dude. Like so crazy.
Please show us behind the scenes. If you
I will.
can.
I will see. Yeah,
Well, my DMs are
I'll
open,
send
my
you.
man.
Yeah. And I don't know. Initially, I think I'm gonna do like at least one of those double singles, just copy cycle frame, like what
Sure.
they just did with that feed shit.
Mhm.
Just quick, hard, impactful, enough music that at least like 10 minutes of music so that I could do a set if needed. Because a show for 7 minutes, that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like even touring for like an EP is pretty ridiculous, I think. So
Mhm. I mean, look, Girl of Glass have infamously done 8-minute sets for a
That's
while.
insane.
So first of all,
it
that's
takes them
fucking
longer
sick.
to set up to play their set.
Yes.
That's fucking sick, first of all. And I'm glad you mentioned them. I copied their, I'm like, dude, I just ripped off a bunch of bands. Fuck it. I copied their EP structure. The 4 songs, 2.5.
Yeah, the
fucking
outro. Okay, I see.
intro,
it.
2 songs, outro. I was like, because I don't know, dude. I heard that shit. It was fucking brutal. And like the way it circled back at the end with that, I guess they just had that synth or whatever the fuck. And then when my albums are just on loop. So after that, the first song played again. And I was like, it was that like roller coaster like feeling. And it was like just enough time. I was like, oh man, like it made me feel, right? So I was like,
right.
Great structure. So we'll do the same structure, right? But I mean, fuck, dude, if bands are doing that, like that's not gonna piss people off, you don't think? Like they're sick though. Like that kind of makes them cooler to me. You know what I mean?
Look,
I thought it was awesome.
No one's gonna complain if you have an extra 2 songs. I'll just, I'll say that. But
yeah. So yeah, I'm probably gonna make those 2 songs. I'm gonna put those out with some new merch. Another video. Like just try and make more content that people will like. That won't let anybody down that's invested into this little project already, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping it's gonna be possible to have your logo on the hoodie. That's kind of what I'm hoping for in the future eventually.
No,
That's
it is
kinda...
actually just I'll send you one. I got a whole bunch laying around actually.
Really want to
Oh,
wear
actually,
that.
that's a lie. I have one large laying around it. I could send
Could
you,
work.
bro.
That could work.
No, I appreciate that too. And yeah, I don't know. Anyone, bro. We did one merch drop, which was designed by John Doe Graphics again. And it was just basically like the EP face with the logo. Fucking
all white.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I love that shit. It's fucking so sick. But yeah, like I cannot believe how many motherfuckers, amazing people that bought some merch. You know what I'm saying? Like for the amount of followers we got, dude, like 3.5 weeks ago, that band page had like 80 followers or something. You know what I mean? Like now it's at like 700 some shit. Like not a lot, but like that's a lot of people. Fuck
yeah.
But it's a really good start if I'm on it. Like
I think so too. Personally, I think
start.
so. Like I mean, I see fools come out and like, you know, they like pop off overnight. Like it happens. I've seen it, but fuck, for what
Dude.
I've received, like the response, like I'm proud of it. You know what I mean?
If it can make you feel good about it, I mean, there's people doing music for like, we're talking years of like always trying stuff like that. I don't even have half of like what you did.
Yeah,
like,
no,
so it's really going in my book. It's like, it's a really, the video, everything you've done, the sound, everything, just how things are going with the hype. Extremely good start in my book. So,
well, dude, I'm honored that you guys think that. And like, I don't know if this is the right word, but like it's humbling too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because like, dog, you guys are sick. You guys' bands are fucking gnarly as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
well,
Like,
thanks, but we're
no, you already know what it is. Like, yeah, dude. So yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really, really, really do appreciate it.
oh, dude, you're welcome. I mean, even our community, everybody's super stoked, and always let us know, dude, when you do new music, whatever, something. If there's any way we can just like push it and support, we will. I'm speaking for both of us, but I know
Of course.
Yeah, I
It would
will.
be so
Already
funny.
know.
He's just like, no, I'm not.
No.
Yeah,
I
fuck
don't.
you.
Just
No,
like,
I'll
no.
definitely be spamming you guys, like
Hell yeah.
spamming you guys with shit.
We're here for it.
We'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, if you
For
say
sure.
so. You say so. Fuck yeah, dude.
Well, cool, man. So, I mean, what is there anything else that you want to mention maybe going on? And if not, just I guess where people can find the band and you.
Yeah.
I've got some links I'll have in the description and in chat right now. But if you want to plug anything, kind of the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. Well, shout out you guys first of all. I really appreciate you guys putting me on your platform, like putting me in front of your, you know, your followers and shit, your supporters. And like I told this to Dom earlier, like what you guys are doing is sick, like for the community, and you're doing a good job at it. So it's cool to be a part of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, shout out Marcus Letts. Like all bands need to film if you got your bands. And he travels. The motherfucker travels lots. So he goes all over the place. Shout out Brandon Lopez, that guy, professional, cool motherfucker, real good at what he does, made it sound the way it does. Shout out John Doe Graphics, made the whole thing look as fucking awesome as it did, as professional as it did. All these fools too are really easy to work with. Now I only know Marcus personally, but the other two dudes, like, just great professionals. And then yeah, dude, the bands are Without a Face on everything, and then Without a Face Band is like the at or whatever.
Yeah. the
For
handle.
yeah, the handle for Instagram, YouTube, for like the official pages. But I'm pretty sure if you just search Without a Face, everything should come up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up,
Awesome,
man.
dude.
And yeah, one more time, show the bands that influenced me too. All the bands I ripped off, man.
Well, you're
Or-
real about it. I think and you did it in your own way, so there's no problem with that at all. And we're gonna have in the future, if you're open, that would be great. You know, when you're gonna be releasing other stuff and you're gonna be ready, it would be cool to have you back. You know, that would
Oh, 100%.
be-
Yeah, 100%, dude. Fuck it. I'm obviously
So.
down.
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome,
Well, dude,
dude.
thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you
the time to
very
do
much,
this,
man.
man,
Yeah.
and for spitting with us. And we'll let you get on with your night, but we'll keep in touch, my man.
Fuck yeah,
Sure.
dude. Yeah, it's good
Right.
to yap, man.
Send me a
Appreciate it.
freaking message on Instagram when you can. Also, I want to.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that just now, all right? So
Perfect. After
Yeah.
the show,
Alright.
you know.
cool, man. Appreciate you, boys.
Oh yeah, man.
care,
Have a good night,
dude.
my dude.
Yeah, peace.
If you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for watching. And hey, while you're here, hit that subscribe or follow button and a review. If you're watching or listening on a podcast platform, it would mean the world and it helps out more than you know. A big thank you as well to all of our supporters over on Patreon and on Twitch. New episodes every week, links to our Patreon, Discord, and socials in the description. We'll see you soon. We're out.